All right. So, one of the hardest things to do on the face of this earth is to change what you've been consuming or what you've been eating for your entire life. So, like, this is the reason why we're having such a hard time transitioning to eating better things, right? There's so many reasons on why we're having a hard time, or why this is the one of the hardest things to do on the face of this earth, is to change what we're currently consuming. Number one, we've been doing this for years. We've been eating a certain way for years. Not so this is creates a habit, right? So like in a habit, you're going to continue to eat. Some people eat, certain way every single day. This is so hard to change. Something that you're continuing to do day in and day out is extremely hard to break, number one. So regardless of what we're talking about, it's going to be very, very difficult to change that. Like, it is difficult to hear bad things about what, what we're doing, what we're eating, what we're consuming. Like, nobody wants to hear bad things about their habits or about what they're doing. And now when you bring it into, okay, so now you're affecting your family. Now this becomes a whole different story. Like, nobody wants to hear bad things that they are allowing to do themselves, allowing their family to do, or even worse, like telling or encouraging people to eat a certain way. And the reason why I think it's so hard is because we don't know what to do. We don't know that there is no other option. People feel like there is no other option, so they can't change the way they eat. They can't drastically change it. So, what do? Well, first, you have to understand that this is the right way. Like, this is the right path. So many people out here they're telling like these custom nutritional plans, or these custom things for you, and there's no right or wrong way to do this. But if we think about it, like, custom means just tailoring it to you, right? And then but why are you looking for help or something where you're trying to get better, yet if you know that that's not the right answer, I'm not going to tailor something or give you something custom that, number one, I'm not doing myself. It just wouldn't make sense. I'm not the expert. I wouldn't be the expert at giving you something that I don't do myself. So I just think the whole fitness industry, the whole coaching industry of these custom tailored plans are just that. Like, I think it's about pure profit. It's about pure, what's in it for me versus what's best for you. And I think, I can't really, I wouldn't want to encourage people to do bad things, right? If I see bad form in a weightlifting movement, I'm not going to encourage you to do it over and over and over again just because you're paying, or just because you're providing me or the company money. I find that backwards. So, like, you have to find someone that is walking the walk, so to speak, that has been there, that has done that. And we've done it all. Like, we've seen it. So we've started eating meat, right? We've over 30 years of eating this way. And then slowly, in a sense, it's all a process of opening up your eyes, of opening up, of understanding of what's really happening out here. So it's confusing. Like, it's so confusing. And now with social media, with, videos that people come out with, they're encouraging you to buy supplements, to, like, these things are healthy. And, we're all going towards that, right? We're all going that way. But it's just backwards in a sense that that's not the answer, right? Like, supplements or paying a certain amount of money for products to be sent to you and call that healthy is just backwards. So I want you to divert. So you're never going to get, why work with us, or why listen to what we say, or, follow us, because we're not going to sell you any fake or artificial or any supplement in a sense. We're not going to do that. The reason why it's so hard for you right now, the reason why it's so hard to change the way that you eat, because you don't like to hear, right? You immediately go on the defense. Immediately, if someone starts saying negative things about what you're consuming, right? This meat post that I put up, right? A lot. From the article, I'd say read the article, but it's fact. It's a true that, let's just say, processed meat is labeled a carcinogen. It is most likely, evidence points to the fact that, and then the more studies that come out, right, it will lead to cancer. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There's nothing hidden, yet people don't want to listen to it. People don't want to, accept that to be true. So they turn the other way, right? Or they immediately go into the defense. And those people are most likely, they're the ones that are consuming it. So you immediately go into defense. I mean, I get it. I can totally understand it. It doesn't mean that that's the wrong answer. So you've come across this, video, and you're wondering, what do we have to offer, or what we're going to do, or what it is. So we're changing the game. Look at this, Lee. What is that? That is a little caterpillar. That is amazing. Like, who wants to give up something that they're so used to, that they're so accustomed to, barbecues, or the weekend, like grilling, like that's just a part of life. Eggs and bacon, that's just, it's been probably a part of life for you. But you're coming across this because and signs are all pointing to, studies are all pointing to the fact that that's not healthy, right? That's not going to do good things for your body, especially long term. We're finding that it's only hurting and harming our body. So the longer that we do this, the more downhill of health that we're going to get. So we have to break that cycle. And the hardest thing to do is to break that cycle. Number one, because we're habit. Two, because we're addicted to the things that we're consuming. Most likely, right? You have sugar that's addicting in the substance, right? You have this, things in dairy, right? You have the proteins in dairy that actually have addictive properties in it, to the opiates. Right, have addictive properties that make us want to continue to eat cheese and continue to eat these unhealthy things, right? So, but you have to be stronger to that. Understand that we know that that's not the right answer. We know that continuing this cycle of eating these things are causing us to become more unhealthy. They're causing us to become more unhealthy. So we have to break the cycle. Why is it so hard to break the cycle? Because we don't know where to go. We don't know what to do. So what we do, we listen to we come across these ads or these people that are promoting these, I'm going to say, these products. And then we think that that's the right answer. That's a starting point, right? These challenges. Oh my gosh, I'm going to work out. But we can't start thinking about working out before we understand the baseline of what true health is. And it's what we're consuming. We just really can't focus. That's like the horse getting ahead of the cart, right? That should never happen. We have to focus on what we're consuming instead first. It is so hard because it's so loud out there. There's so much advice out there on how to eat or how you can get the quickest results or lose belly fat, right? This is not the answer. Okay, this is not the answer. When you have to back up, but people prey on this. People prey on this quick, short-term, fix when it's not that. We have to get to the underlying factor of all of this. And so we have to understand that it has to be a permanent solution. Eventually, this has to be a permanent solution or a goal to get to. And right now we're focused on weight, like we're focused on numbers, we're focused on calorie counting, we're focused on the wrong things for long-term health. For the long term, for this thing to be sustainable, for this whole health thing that we're talking about, that we're preaching about, this whole making the world a better place, this whole like being kind, this whole thing that we're spewing, that we're putting out, people have a hard time listening to it. People have a hard time accepting it. For what? It's because these are your habits that you currently do. These are the things that you've been doing for years and years, and it's the way that you've been brought up. So we've been brought up the same way. Like, these things have been around us. They are a part of our lifestyle. They are a part of, you go up and down these streets today. Like it's just a part of who we are. Like, these processed foods, these quick, like, I don't have time, right? It's the wrong mindset. This is why it's so hard. It's so easy for us to consume these products. our society starts to make you feel like we don't have time, like we're always rushing around. We have to back up. We have to see this whole health thing as a priority, okay? Then we allocate time to it. It's really not hard. You allocate time and then you learn to enjoy it, right? You have to learn to enjoy the process. We have to flip it. Instead of saying that I don't have time, that I don't have, we don't have time to eat healthy. We don't have time to make good, healthy, nutritious meals. So we're going to go out and buy it. Like, wrong mindset. What are we teaching our children? What are we teaching the people that matter to us the most? Not good things. Not good things. We have to set the example. So you came across this as a family, as someone who's ready to step up. If you're not ready to step up, if you're not ready to make the commitment or to say, look, this is the right answer, you probably don't know how to get there or where to go or how to start or what to do. But the fact that you're coming across this video is pretty crazy to me. Out of all the videos, out of all the people that you can listen to, out of all, and this is deep into the video here, so you're still listening for a reason. You're still listening. Whether you made the commitment, you made the journey, or you're on the journey now, depending on where, it doesn't matter where you fall or where you're at. So you're sitting here listening and say, hey, how do I transition? How do I get more? Where do I even begin? Where do I even start? Mindset number one, you have to know that the end goal of all of this is to continue of a long term to eliminate the bad things that you're currently consuming. You have to completely eliminate it out of your diet, right? That has to be the goal. Whether we get there, that's a different story. Understand that there's a long time to get there, right? There's a long time, but we can make instant changes within our with the foods and the things that we consume on a daily basis that make significant impact very, very quickly. So not worried about the results, not worried about the weight, not worried about, it has to be worried about long-term success. The way we have to set up for long-term success, we have to understand our why first. We have to understand why we're doing this. Most of us eat right now because we're hungry, or just because. We don't really have a reason to. We're going to change that. We're going to flip that. We're going to eat because and create a why. And why are we eating? Why are we eating the things that we're eating? And it's not just because. Most people eat just because. We have to change that mindset. A lot of people talk about calorie deficits. Don't be concerned with the calories. Be more concerned with the foods that we eat. A calorie is not a calorie. Like, a healthy food, and I'm gonna get off this. I'm not gonna talk about calories, quite, because I just got off. There's a whole video series on calories, but right now we're talking about the hardest thing to do is change a diet, change something. Think about this. Think about how hard it is to change something that you've been doing or used to for 30 years, and you just change it. It's a big change. It's a huge change. Very few people can instantly change, okay? And we can talk about triggers, and that's a whole nother topic, but, some things that make people immediately make the jump or make them immediately, they see something visually, they hear something, they experience something, and then boom, they just make the change. Other people, tend to slowly go out the process, right? They make a little bit of change, and they might revert back, right? They make a little bit of change, and they might revert back. It's all about timing, right? It's all about timing and these triggers. So the timing has to be right. The trigger has to be, right? Whatever that triggers them for that time. And then you're in. So just keep understanding that it's a process. It's a journey. We're all on this journey. We're all on it together. We're all trying to get healthier, right? Nobody's trying to get unhealthier. Nobody wakes up and says, I'm just going to be unhealthy. There's a reason why we're unhealthy. There's a reason why we're not happy with the weight that we're at. And most likely it falls into what we're consuming. To change that, we have to understand why we're consuming the things that we are. And let's just be honest, right? We come to find out that we should be, if you're watching this, for a fact that you need to change what you're consuming to make to become healthier. You need to change what you consume. That's it. There's not one of you that are watching this that could not benefit from making a change into your diet right now, right? Regardless of, who you are, and because no one's perfect, right? Definitely not us. No one's perfect. Never will be. But all of us can make a change. All of us can make an immediate change, right, in our minds, and then start that process. Start that process of eliminating the things that we know and continue to know. And the more information we have that comes out that just shows and consistently backs up the fact that we should reduce your meat intake. We have to work to eliminate it and increase the amount of plants that you eat. It's very hard because we don't know what to substitute it with. We don't know how to take something as good as, for us guys out there, the taste of meat, right? Like, the steak filet mignon, right? We've become so addicted to the taste and the sense and the fact that beef, it's what's for dinner, and the fact that, these things are just, it's whole, it tastes so good, right? Dipped in butter and it's just, it's scrumptious, and you can, slice it with a knife. It cuts like butter, right? These things are just ingrained into us. How to change that? How do we change that? We have to know what to go to. We have to understand first that we know that to be bad, that to be unhealthy for us. And then two, we have to find a replacement for it. And we have to understand why we're doing it. And so, we have to start to realize again. I'm going to take. So, why is it so hard? It's because there's so much to listen to, and so many people out there are sending you in the wrong direction. They're telling you the things that you want to hear, right? Like, they're telling you to continue to do the things that you're doing, or that it's okay to do the things that you're doing. And for the most part, it is. But they're not getting to the root cause of it, right? They're not understanding of how to truly transition somebody to become healthier. They're just, what are you trying to do? Increase the way that you look, get more muscle. I really, that's all determined by your goals and what you want to be doing, right? But at the same time, you need somebody that actually has done it, right? We know it to be the right answer. So for people that aren't willing to accept it yet, right? They're going to be behind the power curve. More studies, more things are going to come out, and we're going to begin to realize that, all along we shouldn't have, these are things that we want to eliminate from our diet, from what we consume. So if we're already there, right? And so now we're trying to help the people that are, ready or understand that to be the case. They just don't know how to get there. And it's fairly simple, yet it's one of the hardest things to do, because we don't know where to go. We don't know what to replace it with. We don't know what to go out and buy. What's healthy, what's not. How do I simulate, or how do I make a taco that satisfies the taco, but make it with plants or vegetables, right? So you have to understand the things that go together, right? These recipes, these ingredients that go together, that have no meat at all, yet have the same consistency, the same, even a better taste, right? They fulfill that thing that we all get out of consuming meat and the things that we typically use or consume every single day. So why is it so hard? We don't know where to go. We don't know where to start, right? We don't know what foods go together. We don't know what to buy at the store. We don't know how to cook vegetables. We don't even know what some vegetables are. We don't know what aisle to get them in. We don't know where they're located in the supermarket. There's tons of things. There's tons of reasons or excuses of a way that we don't want to look at transitioning off of meats, right? Off of the things that we know to be bad for us. If somebody comes out and says that the things that we're consuming are bad, like the things that you're consuming probably are harming you, in my opinion, why would you continue to sit there and eat them? For what reason? So the taste is more important than, studies coming out and proving and starting to prove, right? If there's any doubt, whoa, man, if someone comes out and says, whoa, that may not be, you can question it. You can absolutely question it. but do the research. Do the research yourself. Don't listen to me. Look at the studies. I don't put out the information. I'm just listening to the things that are out there. It's not much of it because all the noise is around like people bashing it, right? People going against it. Why? Because they're protecting their habits. The reason why they're bashing is because they're protecting the things that they enjoy doing. Like I enjoyed eating a burger, eating bacon. I enjoyed these things. These things taste amazing. That doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it healthy. And like, so I'm not sure why people are bashing it. I'm not sure why people are going so hard against it. Like I get it. I totally understand why you're doing it. It's because you don't want people to talk bad things about the things that you're doing. Nobody likes that. You get defensive. Okay, but after, get over the fact of being defensive, right? Just push, okay, just listen and then begin to understand. Like you just can't argue with that. You can't argue with that. You can say that, that there's healthy things in meat. Like I understand. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it as healthy as or more healthier than plants. And then once you understand this whole health thing, let's move into the environment of it all, right? Move into the whole process or the whole understanding fact of how it's all created, what's going on, behind the scenes, not just what's in front of our plate. Let's just go deeper. We encourage everybody, right? Like we ask deep questions to get to the root cause. Like just go deeper. Like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean that you can't do it? What do you mean that you don't have time? Right? Just keep going through the layers, keep unlayering these questions, keep going deeper, right? Just like with the food, you see this beautiful piece of steak in front of you. Go deeper. How was it made? Where did it come from? How was that processed? How was that packaged? Even before that, how did it get there? Where did it come from? Right? And walk it all the way back. If you're cool with that process, that's one thing, right? If you're cool with that, but just go there. Do me a favor and go there. Do me a favor and think about that process before you consume it. And if you're cool with it, that's cool. That's all I have to say, right? That's all. I encourage you to continue to think about the process of how it gets there. Think about I'm going to say that again. I encourage you to think about the process of how, whatever that you're consuming, of how it got there from start to finish real quick. Like spend about 10, 15 seconds thinking about the process of of where it started from and how it got there. 15 seconds before every meal. See what happens. Pretty sure you'll make some change there. Third thing, the environment of like what's actually happening to the environment because of the industry. So we have to think about it from the health perspective first, or we encourage health first, right? That's where it starts. Things are starting to come out and being pointed to that, meat is not a good thing to be consuming. Okay, I'll just leave it at that, right? The more information that comes out, and not a lot of it, because again, it's the noise is covering up, right? Most people don't want to hear that, so we push that noise level down, right? We don't even want to listen to it. Anytime that we listen to it, we just turn the volume down, right? But the more people that understand this, the more people that like us, you're going to come across this. You're going to see more people, speak up about this and listen, and and we're getting people curious about this. They're having a hard time accepting this because it's hard. It's one of the hardest things to do on the face of this earth, is to change the way that you've been eating or what you've been consuming for the last 20, 30, 10, 15, 20, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. How can you change something that you've been doing or known to do and considered like everything cool? How can you change something for 60 years that you've been doing for 60 years? You can, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard. Extremely hard. But you can. You may not want to, but you can. It's going to be hard. There's no doubt about it. But is it the right time? Is the right trigger? Have you heard the information, right? And just continue to go deeper. That's all. Continue to go deeper. Eat more plants. So why is it also so hard? Because so many people are pointing you in different directions, right? They're telling you what you want to hear. They're saying this, and yet this is why that you continue to fail, or you continue to start something and then fail off, and start something and then fail off, right? There's so many reasons why, but they're pointing you in all these wrong directions, and they're not really caring about what is the best for you. What is the best for you? the best thing for you is not to continue to consume something that has been known to cause cancer. It is not to continue to consume something that is probably going to cause cancer. If our clients came to me and they working out and diet, but yet they still smoked, do you think that I'm going to sit there and encourage or turn a blind eye and say, oh yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I totally understand. I totally get it. Like every single conversation would be about that, right? I'm going to attack the biggest problem that we see. Like we go after the biggest things that we can reduce or take off of immediately that has the biggest impact. And the fact of the matter is, I mean, if you're still smoking cigarettes, vaping, or any of these things, we have to stop that. Drinking soda is a big one that we see right away. We can immediately cut that out and see significant impact. So if you take anything away from this and you drink soda, you need to cut that out, right? That right there will save you years on your life. Years. Not proven, not factual, but I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive. All right, you can quote me on it, but I'm not like factual, like I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure. So these things, cut these, we have to understand what we can immediately attack, what we can, the smallest change that has the biggest impact. That's what we need to go after. We need to understand that. And that's different for everybody. Not everybody smokes. Not everybody has a problem with soda. Not everybody has a problem with, ice cream or, sugar. Like everyone's problem is different, right? And not everybody needs to do it at the same time or in the same order. That's what's different. That's what's custom for everybody. But we first have to understand what these things are. So when people say custom plans, custom nutrition plans, no, we don't do that. We know exactly what you should be eating. Like, and I mean, exactly what you should be eating, but I'm not going to give you a custom plan that's something that I wouldn't consume, that we wouldn't consume ourselves. Like that's just ridiculous. Also, we wouldn't give you a custom weightlifting plan that we wouldn't do ourselves. How does that make any sense? Like, why would I give you something that I'm not doing myself? Why would I give you something that we're not doing ourselves? So we walk the walk, right? You have to find someone that is doing the same things that you're doing, like that you can relate. You can relate. Because if you turn around and say, oh wow, that nutrition plan you gave me, what was that? I'm like, I don't know. I made it for you. So like, you tell me, did it work or did not? Oh, it didn't? So I'm going to change it. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like what works for me, what works for us, I'm pretty sure it's going to work for you with tweaks, right? Not at the same time, but with tweaks. We're eating the same things, right? Food is food. You don't need a custom nutrition plan. Like food is food. The food that I eat, like unless you have different organs that we have, or like you're digesting it differently, like and that's the rare case, but it does happen. But unless like you've got some organs that we don't know about, like food is going to do the same thing to your body that it does to our body. So we're going to tell you how it is. Like we're going to tell you what works for us, and it most likely will work for you. So, a lot of coaches out there listening to, oh yeah, custom plan. Like you tell me what you want, I'll give you what you want. Like, no, like they're just telling you what you want to hear. How do you know what you want to hear? Like, why are you asking for help? Like you're just looking for validation of doing what you're already doing that not to be good. So it's kind of my rant on that. But one of the hardest things to do in this world is change how you eat. Like the things that you consume is so hard, right? We create habits. We have habits that are hard to break. Like who doesn't think of turkey when you think of Thanksgiving? Who doesn't think of ham when you think of like Christmas or these holidays? Like who doesn't think of like bacon and eggs in the morning? Like who doesn't think of, a steak dinner on your birthday? Like who doesn't think of these things? We create habits and these functions like of these things that we do day in and day out, and we make that part of our habit. We make that part of our process. We build that into our day-to-day lives, so that is so hard to break. so very hard to break. Number one, habits. Two, addiction. Like, we're addicted to the foods. It makes us feel certain ways. It releases hormones, right? The dopamine. I mean, we do that. Like, it tricks our mind into thinking that we're hungry. Like, these foods have certain properties that make you want more of them. So it's very hard to change. It's very hard to, change the things that we're used to. That's super hard. Like, who wants to do that? Like, it's so easy to have a snack or open up a bag of Cheetos or Doritos or, have a candy bar. It's so quick. It's so easy. They're everywhere, right? You can be driving up and down the street. You can be hungry. You can turn, within walking distance from wherever you are, you can go buy something. You can go purchase something that is quick, is convenient, has probably sugar in it. It's going to give you that quick energy, that good feeling, that dopamine, that rush, that wow. And you're going to continue to do it. It's a cycle. So that's why it's hard. Another reason why it's hard is because we haven't figured out why we're doing it. We haven't got a big enough reason or a good enough reason, the deep reason, the deep roots of why we're doing it. So for most people that we come across, they make the connection of they're responsible for their family's health. Whoever purchases the food or whoever creates the food for the house, within the home, within the household, they're responsible. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, don't know what to say. So most people come across this and that hits them. When it hits them, the fact that if you purchase the food, the goods, the things, the dinner, and make if you do that for the family, for your family, regardless of whether, you kind of fell into the role or, you're just, that just happened and, you've communicated or that, like, maybe you're a single person, single mom, single dad. Maybe you work, maybe you stay home. Who knows? But if you purchase the goods, if you bring the food into the home, you are responsible, right, for the health of your family. I mean, that's it. So when people understand and take that responsibility, like, to heart, like, they really, like, they get that. Once you understand that fact, change is pretty simple. Change happens very, very quickly once you accept accountability and take responsibility for, like, okay, like, you got to change it. Once you accept that, it becomes fun, okay? And that it takes all the pressure off. Once you just lay into that fact, once you lay into, like, all right, I'm ready to do this, right? We take an investment into your health, right? We take an investment, and it's not just food, right? It's moving your body, right? There's all these things. People don't know where to start. That's where we come in. That's where we can help. Like, we've been there, we've done it, we live it, we breathe it, day in, day out, 24/7, 7 days a week, access to us. Ask us anything, right? That's what we offer. So schedule a call with us, right? There's going to be a link. Book a call with us. No pressure at all. We want to listen to your struggles. If anything, right, we're going to address a problem or give you a path or something to take home with you that you can immediately change and make yourself and make your family healthier. Like, that's a fact. So there's no pressure. At the end of it, though, we're going to offer, right? So some people will take that information and they say thank you and they go on their way, right? That amazing. If we can help in that way and then just a short 15, 20, 30-minute phone call, like, that's what we want to do, okay? At the end of that phone call, though, we're also going to give you options that you can continue to take this into the next level, right? Whether you need a one-on-one accountability every single day. We have clients, we have people that we talk to every single day. So if you're out there and you say, look, I need to talk to you every single day, right? I need you to hold us accountable. We do that, right? Some people only need one time a week check-ins. That's fine too, right? But at the end of the day, you need somebody, you need a coach. Not everybody can do this alone. So you're going to get a community, right? You're going to be a part of a community with people just like you that are willing and able or willing to know the fact that they're going to start their journey or that they're starting their journey. Okay, you're going to be a part of this group that we're all in it together, right? No matter what question you have, you post it, you get immediate access to us. Okay? So we want to make sure it's a good fit. So let's schedule that phone call with us. We look forward to hearing with you or speaking with you. We're going to address your problems, your concerns, and we're going to give you a plan in place. We're going to give you a plan, simple little changes that we can make. If we want to take this more in depth, and if you have more questions, we can schedule more time. We can then schedule that, right? Most people start off with us booking about 3 times a week until they get comfortable. They still get comfortable with, how we, what kind of ingredients we use, what kind of things go together, right? These are all part of things like where to go, where to shop, recommendations. We help people at the store. We get on phone calls when they're at the store, things to buy, first meals to prepare, a good starting guide at first. Then people take the information and then, they don't need to talk to us anymore, right? Once you're able to grasp this fact, once you're able to, take really ownership and take responsibility and build it into your lifestyle, you begin to enjoy the process, right? You still become part of the group and you still become, you still have access to all our workouts, all the ingredients, all of our plans that go together. Okay. So what are you going to get when you get access to this group, or what are you going to get? First, not many people are just giving you custom, nutrition plans. Like, what is that? You have to understand how to put these things together. Like you just give you a custom nutrition plan. Like, what is that? You have to understand what goes together and what doesn't. What foods do you like or you enjoy? And so we help you experiment with these different foods, right? Not everybody has the same markets around. Not everybody has, the access to certain foods, right? Or, it's way out of their, they drive. You're not going to drive an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours every single day to get food. Like, so we have to deal with, everyone's kind of custom in that regard. But at the same time, foods, like these foods that we give you, like everybody has access to these basic vegetables, basic fruits, nuts, seeds, legumes, like these things that can go together. We have to figure out how they go together, right? That's what you need. The biggest help with, that's what you need. Okay. The whole mindset thing, you're going to continue to need help. This is hard. The motivation piece. So many people lack because you don't have access to people. You don't know what questions to ask. You don't have somebody to ask questions to. You feel, you feel like you don't want to bother us, right? But you're not bothering us. We're helping because the same question that you have, someone else has. So feel free. Do not hesitate to reach out to us. Once you sign up, once you are our clients, like we are there for you. Like there is no question. You call me, you text us, you have a question. If you need help making something, you text us, you call us, you email us, right? We have tons of options to get access to us or one of our coaches, right? And so, but it's with us first, right? This whole onboarding thing, it starts with us. You're not going to get anybody else. You're not going to get any other coaches. You're going to get Ava and myself strictly dedicated to you, right? To help you start your process or start your journey, right? This is like the fast start guide, but you're going to have access to us. And this is not just nutrition, folks. This is not just nutrition. This is moving your body, right? These are workouts. These are workouts that you can do at home. So that's what you're going to get with us. You're going to get absolutely the motivation, the coaching that you need, private fitness group, 24/7, 7 days a week access, text message, phone call, whatever you need. Like, we are going to eliminate any excuse that you've had or have had in the past, right? There's just no excuse anymore, right? There really isn't, but you have to want it. You have to be the person, the individual that you actually want to make the change for your family or yourself, right? It starts with yourself, and then bring your family in with you. Enjoy this process, right? Book a call. We're looking forward to hearing from you. See ya.